What's up guys, and welcome back to part 22 of this Mercedes Minibus Campervan conversion. So in the past couple of episodes I've concentrated on building out all of the kitchen area in the conversion side. All the kitchen build is pretty much complete now. I just need to put a little bit of sealant underneath the window trim, one of the kickboards underneath the units once I've finished doing all of the cabling and waste pipe work underneath, things like that. But that's going to be the kitchen pretty much complete. And I'm now starting to get down to the point where I'm just running out of bigger jobs, so the remaining few episodes of this conversion are probably going to be more odds and ends type jobs. Things that just need slowly mopping up, tidying up, but not really enough to dedicate an entire video to. So some of the remaining things I've got left to do, I've got to put another single seat base down there in the bus flooring, and then get a couple of seats mounted. This double seat is just loosely mounted at the moment, so that needs taking off and fully securing as well. I've got to do all the painting inside all of the timber cladding. I'm going to be doing the living area in a nice bright white, and the rear bedroom sofa bed area I'm probably going to be getting as a shade of green similar to the fridge, just so again that colour can flow throughout the conversion as well. So in today's episode, as I say, I'm probably going to make a start on the seat base down there. There's a couple of other things I need to do. I've got to get the meter connected up to the fresh water and the wastewater tanks underneath. Lots of other little jobs, electric switches, things like that need installing. But first things first, what I'm actually going to do is strip everything out of this bus. All of my tools, all of my kit, gear, any spare bits that haven't been fitted yet or aren't going to be fitted. I want to get the entire conversion fully empty, back down to just the bare conversion itself, just to see exactly what it looks like, how much is left to do, and it should make ticking off those smaller little jobs just that little bit easier as well. So as I say, first things first, I'm just going to get rid of all of my tools, all of the spare bits of wood, insulation, all the other bits that have just been accumulating since I've started this conversion. Get it all out, get it all stripped down to the bare basics, and then we'll be able to see exactly what we've got left to do and how many jobs we can get done in this episode. So I'm going to get cracked on, as I say, get everything cleared out, then I'll get it picked back up again and see what jobs we can get done as part of this episode for today. Right, so I've had a good clear out of all of the stuff that's just not needed in here anymore. Had a good tidy up of all the tools, got rid of all of the wood offcuts, insulation offcuts, things like that. And the conversion's actually looking the neatest and tidiest it's looked since I pretty much started the entire thing. But with it being this empty, it also shows how close I am towards the finish. So as I say, it's pretty much getting down to the edging of the trims, putting doors on the overhead cabinets, getting the seats fitted in the front, and fitting the toilet in there as well. So today, now I've had a good tidy up, I'm going to be removing this little storage box area that was in from the original minibus. This was just a quick flip up storage area for the driver, just to put any drinks, things like that. That should just unscrew straight off. Then I'll be putting a cut in this hole and locating some of the original mounting holes for the original Sprinter bases. I did this on the previous conversion, and there are some wires under here, so if you're doing something similar, you do need to be cautious of where you're going to be cutting in this floor. Generally the best thing to do, put a hole saw straight in the middle, have a good feel around inside, and then just slowly edge out from there. So that's one of the things I'll be doing today. I'll also be having a look at the diesel heater that's already fitted. It has an Eberspascher diesel heater, but it's just got one of the standard heat controls that's wired into the bus. So I'm going to try and trace some of the positive wiring from that and reroute that to the leisure battery as well. So there's going to be a good few jobs to be cracking on with now I've had a good tidy up. So I'm going to get some tools out, some safety gear back out, crack on, get that removed, get the seat base fitted, and see what else we can do after that.
Right, so after lots of fettling, little bits of additional trimming around here and there, I've now got it where the base will sit inside here. Now as you can see, it does have a couple of the original mounting holes from the original Sprinter base, those two and that one up the front there, that's also being used as part of that supporting beam. So 3 of the bolts will be using the official Sprinter base mounting positions, so they're going to be nice and secure as well. But then I'm also going to be drilling through some new holes as well, so that's going to get a second one next to it. I've just put a little mark there and a couple of marks there at the back as well, and then that will be 7 securing bolts, securing the base down to the floor. So I'm going to get these these holes drilled out, then I'll be able to get the base in, fully secured, and then that'll be another job ticked off. Right guys, that'll do it for today. It's taken most of the day to get this single base in, but it's in now, it's fully secure, it's not going anywhere at all. Took a little bit longer because I was trying to take my time with the trimming going around the base, just so then when I do put some final corner trim on, it'll tidy it up nice and neatly. But obviously I didn't want to cut too big, otherwise I would have had big gaps going down either side, so I was just trying to avoid that. The base is fully secured now as well. I've just had a friend over to help secure all of the nuts and the bolts, because obviously the bolts go through the chassis, so I had to get underneath securing the nuts while the bolts were fully tightened from the top, and they aren't going anywhere at all. I've also taken the handbrake bracket off this base as well, as you can see, because this is another driver's base, the same as that one, so it had the handbrake bracket on the side of it as well. So that's been fully removed as well. So as I say, it's taken a little bit longer than I'd hoped for, but at least it's in. So now I can start thinking about getting some seats mounted into these bases as well, and that'll be another big job ticked off. But I'm going to call it here for today. As I say, it's taken a lot longer than I thought it would, and we're pretty much down to tea time, and there's almost only an hour's worth of light left as well. So I'll pick the video back up again tomorrow when we decide what else we're going to be doing with the odd jobs that are still left around the conversion. So as I say, pick it up tomorrow and see what else we can get done in this episode. Right guys, so back at it at day 2. So yesterday, as you've just seen, I've just fitted in the single seat base, but I can't get the seats fitted yet because I currently have some seats on order. Hopefully they'll arrive during the week and I'll be able to get them fitted next weekend, but because they're coming on a pallet, there's no guarantee of when they're going to arrive. So in the meantime, I'm going to be cracking on doing a few more odd jobs around the conversion. I'm going to be adding a bit more tiling to the kitchen splashback area. I originally tiled just up to where the hob ended, and I was in two minds whether to tile all the way to the end of the worktop or not. So I put it out to a vote to you guys out on YouTube, and the votes came in overwhelmingly to tile all the way up to the end of the worktop. I think it was around about 87% voted to tile up to the worktop. So I'm going to get the tile cutter back out, the extra tiles back out, and I'm probably going to peel off these 2 half tiles and then just extend them with full length tiles up to the end of the worktop. Once that's done, I've also been out, got some ply, and this will get cut down for some flip down access panels for easy access underneath the sofa bed which will also box in this area as well, so it looks nice and neat. But you'll be able to have flip down panels to get into the storage access underneath. If there's a bit more time, I might also try and get the split charge relay wired up, and a few other bits and bobs as well. I've been out and bought some paint. Got some bright white paint for all of the living area, and then I've got some Kiwi Crush, which is pretty much the same colour as the fridge, and that's going to be getting used in the rear bedroom area, just to again brighten all of this up, just to break up all of the white that's going to be throughout the rest of it, and it'll just add a bit of continuation with the green going on onto the tiles and then down to the fridge. So I'm going to go get some tools out, get the tiles back out, the tile cutter, crack on, see how much we get done for today. So I'll pick it back up when things are in progress. Right guys, so there's the extra tiling done, and it's tiled all the way up and flush pretty much with the edge of the worktop. And I've also put an extra layer on that side next to the sink, just so there's 3 tiles high going all the way around, just so it nice and flows throughout. So while all of the adhesive on the tiles is setting up, I'm going to crack on and I'm going to start cutting down some of the plywood sheets for the flip down access into the storage area that's going to be underneath the U-shaped seating at the back of the conversion. So as I say, I've got some ply here. I'm just going to have to get the jigsaw out, my workbench out, safety gear out as usual, get some measurements, get these cut down, and these will be getting fixed in with some of the continuous piano hinges like the ones that have been fitted here, just to give quick, easy flip down, flip up access. So I'll get the tools out, get some of this cut down, and get these fitted in place. Right, so I've been cracking on as you've just seen. I was going to put flip down access panels on either side of here, but I've realised that these areas aren't going to be used for general storage because that's all the electrics and this is all the water and the water heater. So instead I've just boxed those sides in and cladded them just to give it a nice cladded finish as well. And I've got the flip down unit on that one that's going to give nice full access underneath, and I'm still going to box in that side and that side just so any storage items can't then rattle around hitting the electrics or the water, anything like that. But it's coming along quite nicely. I'm quite happy with how this is turning out as well. I'll probably put a bit of cladding on that front panel as well, but I've actually ran out of cladding, so I'll have to go out and buy another pack or two. But that's okay because I needed one for this strip going down there anyway, so as I say, I'm going to have to go and get some. But cracking on quite nicely. There's still a couple of more little jobs I can get done for today, but we're starting to get towards the end of the day now. But progress has been made, That's the main thing. So let's get cracked on, do a few more jobs. Right, so one of the final jobs of this week's episode. Now all the tile adhesive is fully set. I'm just going to run quick beads in between just to act as grouting all the way through the extra tiles that I've just put on. So the third layer on there and the extension across to the end of the worktop on there. Then once that's done, that'll be pretty much it for this week's episode. So I'll get cracked on, get this done and pick it up when it's all sorted out. Right guys, so that'll do it for this week's episode. It's been a relatively productive weekend again, but again it's just been jobs of odd jobs that just all need doing as we're getting towards the end of the conversion. So we've got the single passenger seat base in, ready for when the seats arrive. I've fully boxed in the back sofa seating area, as well as the side panels as well, so it's fully boxed in underneath the main section as well. Then cracked on and put a bit more tiling up all the way up to the edge of the worktop, and I've put an extra layer on there as well, so it's 3 tiles high all the way around as well. So it's not been a bad weekend's job. There's going to be plenty more odd jobs still to come. As I say, we're getting down towards the finishing touches now, so there's not a lot of big time consuming jobs. It's just all the small little odd jobs that need doing, ticking off to get towards the final completion zone. But as I say, that's not a bad weekend's work, so I'll call it here. So if you've made it all the way through to the end of the video, consider giving it a good old thumbs up. Hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and if you haven't seen the previous 21 odd episodes, they're all on my channel, documented all week by week, job by job as we've gone along. So next week I'll probably start on some of the painting, paint all of the living area, all of the cladding all white, and back into the bedroom area. This is all going to get painted in a kiwi lime green. Again, just so it'll match the fridge as well. So that's probably coming in next week's episode, so if you haven't already, as I say, hit the subscribe button just so you can follow along, pop back next week and see how we're getting on with the conversion as weeks go by and the completion is getting closer and closer. So as I say, give the video a good old thumbs up if you can, leave a comment, let me know what you think of the conversion so far, and hopefully we'll see you next week on next week's episode. Thanks for watching, cheers.